GreekBlossom.com. We want to welcome everybody here. We want to thank everybody for coming, and I'm sure more people work on Greek time, so we'll let them in slowly. But what we want you guys to know is after the movie's over, we want everybody to try and stay in your seats because the stars of the movie are going to be here, and they're going to do a little Q&A. You guys can ask some questions, and they'll be up here answering. So we want you guys all to stick around after the movie, and we'll be starting very soon. So hope you guys enjoy it. Thanks for coming.
We are on a tour promoting this movie, and we're here in Boston, and we're very excited. And we're wondering if you have any questions for us that John will answer.
Did you like it? Was it good, right?
So anything at all? Any questions that you have?
What? Who are you? Are you all students? No.
Show me by hands who's Greek. Okay, who's my cousin? Oh, that's so great. Oh, thank you very much for coming. So did you hear about it on the internet? Yeah. It's been amazing. Have you heard about this group from San Francisco that started called the Greek First Friday Club? Have you heard about this? It's a movement that started in San Francisco where they are goading and challenging all other cities with Greeks in them to go to the movie and take your 10 first cousins on the first Friday, April 19th. Now here it opens for you guys May 10th, the week after Greek Easter. And the reason the first Friday is so important is if it sells out and becomes sort of like a cultural phenomenon, then it will open wide all across the city. Open wide, no Greek pun intended. So that's why we're going on this tour, and we've been to the first, not the first wave of cities. I don't know, they're staggering. It's called a rollout. We're kind of learning all this as we go.
See, what happens with a movie like this is because, it's not a big one like The Scorpion King. If this movie, which comes out the same day, in 90 theaters across the country, if it doesn't in that first Friday and Saturday, you do really well, those theater owners, they just pull it out. It's not even there the next weekend. I'm we worked so hard on this thing.
Yeah.
She gave years of her life. It's down to this thing's coming out, and we have this fear that nobody's going to see it, and they'll pull it out of the theaters.
So if you have any cousins or friends in I know you do, in the first cities, which are Chicago or Los Angeles, if you can urge them to go, Chicago, Los Angeles, New York, if you can urge them to go, then it will come here and open wide. So that's what we're trying to do. The reason is, I'm not sure how many of you know the story behind it, but when I was first offered by film companies that they wanted to buy this and make it into a movie, they wanted to change it into Italian or Hispanic. And I, of course, said no, because I would never be able to go back to church again. And the companies told me there isn't a market for a Greek movie. They know Italian wedding movies don't do well, and I was furious that they would do that. So I held out until, came to the show and brought her big 500-pound gorilla husband, Tom Hanks, and they were like, of course we're going to keep it Greek. Rita Wilson is Greek, and Tom has been baptized Greek Orthodox. So they kept it Greek, and I also said to Tom, I said, I'd like to play the bride, and he went, okay, and I was like, oh. And the reason is, what they said to me later is, who else? Who else would it be? Would we put Marissa Tomei in that role? She's Italian. And I just thought, they really understand it. So I just thought, let's get the word out. Let's get Greeks in those theaters. And thank you for coming tonight. Do you have any questions at all?
One quick question.
Yes.
Think of any other title for the movie?
They were thinking of changing the title.
The movie came to me.
The movie came to me because I did a stage show. I am married to a non-Greek man who got baptized Greek Orthodox. And the story is true. By my cousin Nikki with the big boobs. All that is true. And when I decided to get up on stage and tell these true stories, my friend said, I said, I'm going to tell stories about my family. I'm just going to get up on stage and tell stories. And she said, what are you going to call it? And I went, I don't know, My Big Fat Greek Wedding. And she laughed so hard that I went, all right, there's a title. Because you only have to hear it once. And you remember it, and you tell your friends, and you tell your friends. It has nothing to do, it's not offensive in any way. It just means that the wedding, as you see, got out of control. Yeah.
Tell me about how who came and what happened.
What's that?
I'll tell us. story. So she puts this play on, basically and plays, how many characters?
12 characters.
12 characters on a bare stage, and just to get an agent, because her agent she had for 2 years had 100 pictures, and she fired this agent. She went to pick up her pictures. There were still 98 pictures.
She had sent me out on 2 auditions for Hispanic roles in 2 years, and I just went, you suck.
She wrote this to get a new agent, basically. And Rita Wilson's Greek and wanted to go see theater, and she took her husband Tom, and they saw the play and came backstage and said, "We love this. We'll make a movie of it if you write a screenplay."
Yeah, it's just crazy, isn't it? It's crazy how it happened. What's
That's
that?
me. I'm Chris in the Morning, also.
Yeah, from Northern Exposure? Yeah, nice job. And yes? Oh, I got married in Winnipeg, Manitoba, Canada, because proving once again that there are Greeks everywhere. This church is at the outside of a church in Toronto. Now we shot there because it mirrored Chicago's Greektown, and then we shot exteriors in Chicago. Yeah. And the salty was my dad. Yeah. We put my parents in the movie. My dad was walking around going, "Hey, I'm the real Gus." I was like, "Oh my God, sit down." And then they went up to Tom Hanks and Gary Getzman, his partner, went up to my dad and said, "Mr. Vardalos, we just want to say thank you for your story. Thank you for your daughter, and thank you for allowing us to show your story." And my dad went, "Hey, you know what? We have another daughter. I got another movie to sit down." Then they're all coming to Los Angeles on April 15th for the premiere. My entire family is flying in. I know, 49 first cousins, like I invited them. Anybody else?
And the guy who plays Mike, my best friend, is her.
That's my real husband.
Ian.
Yeah. He's Javier on Felicity. Yeah, that's my husband. Not gay. Do you have any other? Yeah. Thank you so much.
And very accurate.
Oh my God, thank you. My dad actually said that to the Odyssey magazine. He got interviewed, and he told them I didn't write a movie, I wrote a documentary. Thank you. Yes?
How did you get
Joey was at Playtone, which is the name of Tom Hanks' company. He was going to do a project with them. He walked by, saw the script, and saw the title, again saying, you only have to see that title once. He goes, "Hey, I have a big fan Italian family. Can I be in this?" And we were like, "Oh my God, it's already done." And he auditioned. He auditioned for the part and was so great in it. And he was on the set and just completely normal. He's a great guy. And then I met all of NSYNC. I know, how cool is that? I'm such a geek. And I said to Justin, when Celebrity came, I went, "I really like your new album." And he goes, "Oh, I really like your movie." And I'm like, God, it was so cool. Yes.
I was wondering how John got involved in the movie. Did you audition to make
Jesus.
This is another amazing moment.
Okay, I'm in Toronto. I'm doing this movie Serendipity, right? And Serendipity. That's the reason I have long hair in this movie. I was doing Serendipity, and I had to do 2 movies at the same time, and so I couldn't cut my hair. They wanted me to, but
It overlapped by 2 days.
yeah, and I couldn't, so we had to do it like that. So they sent me this script, My Big Fat Greek Wedding, and I read it, and I love it. And I call my guys up, and I say, I want to meet them. I know they're in Toronto. And they said, "We shouldn't have sent you the script. They haven't offered to somebody else." So this went on for 2 days, and Serendipity wrapped one night about 10 o'clock, and I was in the room watching TV, and the guys from the grips and electricians called and said, "Hey, we're in the bar. Come have a drink." So I went down to the bar, and I ordered a drink, and one of the guys said, "So what's next for you?" Because the movie was ending. And I said, "Man, I just read this script, My Big Fat Greek Wedding." And he said, "Who's in it?" I said, "I don't know, but I'm going to be." And
When he
her
didn't
partner,
know.
Gary Getzman, as soon as I finished that sentence, I swear to God, this is a true story, tapped me on the shoulder, and I turned around, and he introduced himself. And he said, "He's making a movie called My Big Fat." And I said, "Greek Wedding?" He said, "Yeah." I said, "I read it." He said, what do you think?" I said, "Whoever wrote it is great." He goes, "Well, turn to your right. There she is." She was sitting next to me.
Staring at him.
And this is the honest to God's truth.
It's always true.
7 minutes later, they offered me the role.
Yeah.
Right there at the bar.
We had auditioned every actor in Los Angeles. They were all, one, shorter than me, and none of them captured the unconditional love that my Ian brings to my family. You know, no matter what they do to him, they feed him margarita, and they tell him it's cream of mushroom soup. They do things to him, you know, the orea viciat thing. They do that to him, and he just goes, oh, okay, nice one. You know, it's just, and that's what John captured, that unconditional love. He was like the nicest guy that we'd ever met in a restaurant of a hotel. Yeah.
My first trip to Europe 10 years ago, I couldn't decide where to go, and I went to Santorini for a month.
Yeah.
I lived out in E at the end in a little cliff house, and you know, this was very familiar by the time we hung out.
Yeah. We had to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Greek Americans now.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. Yeah. We had so many Greeks in the cast. There were almost my entire cast of my entire family. We found them in Australian Greeks. We found Chicago Greeks, Toronto Greeks, Los Angeles Greeks. We just found them. We auditioned every Greek we could find.
The priest who married us was her priest.
Yeah, it was our priest. Yeah. Although he said to me he couldn't perform the sacrament, and I was like, why? I don't understand, Father Paul. And he went, well, Nia, you will be married to John. So, any other questions? Yeah.
The actor who played your brother, is that a brother of course is Mandalore?
Yes, that is Louis Mandalore, whose real Greek name was Theodosipoulos, or something, a very long Greek name. And he also came in, and within seconds, I knew he was my brother. Now he comes over to my house. He is such a mischievous little brother. You know that game that you play like table hockey? I'll be playing it with him, and we're like this, like that, and all of a sudden, you know, you're holding your men, he'll score, and he'll go right into, I'm like, look, because he's taken his side of the thing and turned my goalie out. So my goalie was like this, like, he's just like a little brother. I just want to kill him. My real brother lives in Australia because he married an Australian Greek girl. They're everywhere. Yeah. Nick is his name, of course. Any other questions at all?
I have a comment.
There are doilies everywhere, yes. Things like that, yeah. My mom chases my dad down. He whitewashes the front steps every 6 months. She just says, no, we're not that way young. Yes?
Did your dad use Windex?
Okay, here is the story of the Windex. Every couple of years, my dad has a new thing that he uses. Like, remember that Asper gum? Do you remember it was like aspirin and gum? He was using it because it felt good in his ear when he had a headache. You know, he'd chew it and then put it in his ear. He always had something. And so a long time ago, he had a wart on the back of his head, just like what happened in the movie. He's cleaning his windshield, the wart gets on the Windex gets on the wart, and he goes. So that night he soaked it in Windex and it went away. So then he started using it forever. Can you imagine being in school, being in puberty? The sense, my dad, what's a Windex on it? Everything was it was awful. Yes, so yes. Yeah, Windex wants to give him a full-time scholarship to their plans. He wanted to come over and they'll give him t-shirts every year. Yes?
Are you working on any other projects now?
Well, I am actually currently on the phone as we're on this tour trying to book a vacation to Greece. As ridiculous as that sounds, when we're done with releasing the movie, Ian and I are going to, the real Ian and I are going to Greece. And we're just going to, and John can come. We're going to get him married up. I call him John Corbetopoulos now. Yeah, so that's what we're working on now. Yeah. Yes?
I just wanted to say I think it's awesome that the movie's not just like a goofy spoof on Greek families, but, you know, like a real accurate portrayal about how awesome they really are, because I don't know about everyone else in here, but I was so embarrassed of my family when I was younger. I really hated it. I hated everything. I hated associating myself with being Greek.
Right.
And now that I've grown up, it's like I love my culture and the whole, you know, word derivatives and everything. I do it all the time.
Yeah, it's so strange how we all grew up that way and we're horrified that we had to go to Greek school, and yet now we've become the poster children for Greece. It's ironic that we turn into our parents. Yes.
I gotta tell you, the husband's, your groom's parents in this, when they met the Greek parents and the family, one of my sisters is married to an American like that, and when they came over my house, they freaked the same way. Their reaction was identical.
I met Ian's parents the night before our wedding. They drove up the driveway and there was a lamb roasting on a spit in the front yard. And now that my whole family is coming to Los Angeles for the premiere, my Theodaki has been calling me and going, "On a job!" He wants to roast a lamb in a spit in the backyard. We live in Hancock Park, like in this area of Los Angeles. I'm like, Theo, we're going to get evicted. And he's like, I'll find the lamb. Oh, I'm afraid when I go home tomorrow night that the backyard's going to be Greek palace. Yeah. Oh, isn't she amazing? Her name is Bess Meisler, and she is Sephardic, Spanish, Jewish, and Greek. I know her hands. Yeah. Like she just came in, and we all were crying at the end of her audition, and she hadn't spoken a word. Yeah, she's really great, and she just so reminds me of my two Yadas, who were really important in my life. I took both their characters and combined them. My one Yaya I looked like her, which is creepy for my family. And my other Yaya came from Greece to live with us and was afraid of the Turks. We actually we called her E.T. because she was always trying to go home. Yes.
Will this movie be released in Greece?
Yes, we're going to be releasing in Greece as well. We're going to actually go releasing Canada in late summer. In Australia, in Greece, and we're going just all across. As successful as it happens in the States, that's going to determine the rest of the world. It's pretty cool.
Did your parents really buy you guys a house?
Yeah, my parents, that one, I took the truth and I went, and twisted it. My parents bought us a house, and then we sold it and took the money and moved to LA. Is that bad? Is that bad? And they keep saying they're going to come and move next door. Every time they come visit, they knock on the neighbor's thing and like, "You like it here?" Like, we're going to buy that house. I know it. Anybody else?
Can you just tell us where on the you're saying that it's going to come to New York and
Yeah, the 10 cities are.
well, what would we do to I was thinking maybe emailing people in various cities.
Yeah.
Now, how would you find out more about it and what theater it would be at?
It's on the website. Do you have actual posters or anything, flyers?
Is that it right there? On the seats?
Okay, thanks. There's a website, yahoo.com, Greek Wedding, and it'll show you basically what you can do. You can go into any links, like John Corbett's website. They put up his fan base. Girls. Have put up a link and shown where it's opening, what theaters. In Chicago, for example, it's opening wide, so there are theaters from Oak Brook to the north side, and it'll show you exactly where. Actually, his site is the most informative. Yeah.
Great.
No, I don't. Actually,
You will, brother.
I don't. It'll be like eatsomefeta.com. Eat something you're too skinny.com. Yeah.
Well, thanks for indulging us.
Thank you. Thank you for really enjoy your city. We have a whole night here and we're so excited. Thanks. Okay. Bye.